What's going on YouTube and TikTok? We are live on both platforms and shipping out some items this morning for weekend sales. So I've got about 30 items I've got to ship out. Got them all stacked up. I've got some right here and I've got some back there. So we're about to get to it. I'm going to start shipping out some of these items from the weekend. But first things first, I just got monetized on YouTube this morning. So I'm excited about that. This has been over a year and a half in the making, and I couldn't be more happy right now. So go ahead and say hello in TikTok or YouTube if you're watching, just to see who all is here so far. You can see Koki Pokey and TikTok. All About Food, welcome. Got 29 orders to ship out. This has been a great weekend. I've got a great start to the week so far for shipping. I've got so far in the day, I'm sitting at almost 260 in sales already on a Monday, which is crazy. So yeah, April has started off with a bang, and I am happy. A lot of great things rolling for me this morning. I'm guessing if sales have been up for me and a few others I talked to, that sales are up for you all as well. Yeah, Koki Pokey, 29 orders. I remember when I was in Denver, I think there was one weekend I had 60 orders to ship out after a weekend. I haven't done that in a while, but I'm also not at the level I was when I was there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get stuff set up and then get rolling on this. Got to get some new packages of the poly mailers out. How's sales been for you guys? I know I ask this every time, but it's been a weekend, so you got 3 days. Anyone noticing a huge uptick in their eBay store? Or not necessarily eBay, but Facebook too. I've posted quite a bit of stuff on Facebook recently. Made 2 sales this weekend from Facebook, and I have probably 1 or 2 people reaching out. They haven't officially said they want a couple items, but local pickups, I may make a couple of sales today. All right, there's one. Yeah, Facebook I'm so glad. If you guys aren't on Facebook, I would highly consider posting some items on Facebook, just because, like I said, I started probably a month ago posting a lot of new stuff that I list, but also going back and cross-posting some hard goods and some some shoes, some hats. Sold a hat this weekend, a Masters hat for the tournament this weekend. So hats have been slow for me on eBay, but for some reason on Facebook, they are taking off. Happy Monday, Blue Mountain Jeeper. Illinois reseller, slow 3 days, but an excellent week. About 17 sales. Now I only have 122 items. Wow. 17 sales on 122 items that's a great week. That's a better ratio than what I'm getting. If you guys are watching on YouTube, will you tap the like button for me? I just got monetized today, so I am just pumped. It's been a long time coming. I've been working at it for quite some time now and finally building up to where I am. Let's see. So I'm looking at duplicate states here. I've got an order going to Westminster, Colorado, which is not far. It's about 10 blocks from where I used to live. That's a good, thanks for the reminder. Blue Mountain Jeeper on TikTok is talking about the eBay quarterly coupon. And now that it's April, I'm sure it's out there, or it should be soon. So I am going to have to get these. I kind of go back and forth. I usually will just get poly mailers because I go through them pretty quickly. I'm getting low on these 12 by 15. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up some of these. I'm way stocked up on my 9 by 11 and a halves, so I won't need those for a while. I've probably got over 1,000 of those guys. What are you thinking of getting, Blue Mountain? And if you guys are looking for the eBay supplies, I do have them linked in my YouTube videos, so you can find it in the description of those videos. I've got both sizes that I use, the 9 by 11 and a half and the 12 by 15. Bubble mailers are a good option, yeah. All right, well, let's get to shipping. While I'm shipping, guys, any questions, you know the drill, put it in. Koki Pokey asking, you don't get the coupons, pay $5 a month, but what do I pay? So I pay $60 a month for the premium store, and it just got upgraded. So I was getting 1,000 listings a month, fixed price. Now I'm getting 10,000, which is going to be plenty for me for a while. I won't ever have to go up. I don't see myself getting over 10K. So I pay 60 a month because I pay on a yearly rate. And then, yeah, that's what I do. Do I use the priority flat rate envelopes often? Yeah, I'll be using those today. Definitely with like heavier jeans that are over a pound. Sometimes shoes will fit in there. So yeah, I'd say between those poly mailers I just showed you and these padded flat rate envelopes, those are kind of my first go-to options for most of what I'm shipping, because clothing's pretty easy to pack. Most items are going to fit in those. Jason Ellison, how's it going? Good morning. Here's another Jason, just spelled differently, Jayson. All right, first up, guys. This is, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is one of those shipping lives where I show you what I'm selling. I may not go over every single item because some of them get repetitive, but I give you an idea on what is selling now. And if I can remember, I'll tell you what I paid for it, but sometimes it's hard to do that. So here's a great example of an item. These first few sold this morning. Like I said, I'm already at 260 on a Monday morning, which is bizarre. But these Page Federal jeans came in. Best offer of $48 for these. Bigger size too. So definitely going to padded flat rate. Love finds like this. And speaking of the weekend, did anyone do anything fun this weekend? I mean, we don't have to talk about sales only or what's selling, but what did you guys do this weekend? I know we had Easter weekend, so what's going on with you all from this past few days? My wife and I spent a lot of time with family, so between her family and mine, we've got 3 families. We went and saw 2 of those this weekend. Had like a bonfire, and it was really cool because my mom, my sister has kids, so my mom hid some like fluorescent Easter eggs, and then you had to have a blue light to go see them after dark. So that was pretty cool. It was a great idea. Did that Saturday night, and then Sunday went to see my wife's family and had lunch there. So it was just a solid weekend. A lot of great time with our family. Wash my house windows. Some weekends you just got to do stuff like that. I mean, I last weekend I aerated my yard, and then this weekend I seeded it and put some weed killer down and stuff. So every once in a while you get stuff that's not so fun. All right, Polo Ralph Lauren. This is like a rugby shirt. Got the great big colors on this. I got, let's see, sold full price this morning for almost $37. So these rugby shirts are amazing. They sell fast. I mean, here we are coming into spring. It's long sleeve, but it's still selling. Donna says, clean the patio and pool area for summer. Nice. Do you have an in-ground or an above-ground pool? Morning, Yakima. What's going on? Nick, I got it this time. Nick, in ground, you're in Florida. Sweet. Bumper bowling with my 10-year-old son. Made s'mores Saturday. He built the fire. Nice. That's awesome. Way to teach. Got this Royal Robbins shirt. Went out for a best offer of $25. Royal Robbins is more of like an outdoor brand. This was a men's medium, so I kind of was surprised I got that much for it, but I'll take it. So $25. I would have paid $4 for this, so that would have been like a $15 profit. A lot of activity on TikTok here. Danny, are you watching on YouTube? You seem to jump in quite a bit. Had to wash the windows before it got into the hundreds. Wow. Where are you? If it's getting into the hundreds. It gets like that here, but not all the time. Most of our summers are staying between, like, I would say upper 80s and 90s. That's, we'll have some days that get into the hundreds here in Arkansas, but most of the time, not so much. But even 90 and muggy is just so hot. Not looking forward to the summer for sure. All right, Ex Officio is another outdoor brand. Tag looks like that up there on YouTube for you guys. This was a women's like hiking shirt, and I got $25 for this as well. Be on the lookout for like Ex Officio, but also their Ex Officio. There's like a insect shield shirt that I think sells better, but these are great shirts. So $25 on this guy. Danny's in on YouTube, says he's thrifting on MLK. Either thrifting now or did go thrifting. I'll have to check. I'm thrifting MLK, Goodwill. You're in my pocket while I listen. Nice. Thanks, Danny. Thanks for jumping in. I haven't been to that store in several weeks now, just because with vacation and stuff and coming back with a lot of inventory. All right. Going to my old neck of the woods, Westminster, Colorado. Got these cool pants. There's the tag right there on the back pocket, KUHL. Took a best offer this morning of $37 with shipping, and I think I paid like $6 for these. Blue Mountains in Arizona have a couple weeks in the upper 90s before the triple digits. I was actually going to guess Arizona when you said it gets into the hundreds. That's the first place that I thought of as like hot. Lots of good picking this weekend. Yeah. I find that when the seasons are changing, people are emptying out closets. They're getting rid of old clothing, getting rid of old stuff, and that's when it goes to Goodwill. Polo Ralph Lauren, another item that sold this morning. Sold on full price for $42.34. These were brand new with the tags, just like your khaki pants. You can see this really cool polo golf crest on the back. I love it when I find this golf crest on either like a shirt or a pair of shorts. I feel like it's just better than finding just your standard like Polo Ralph Lauren. So just shy of or just over $42 on this. Danny, did we come into Fayetteville from Lowell? How often do you get to Fayetteville? I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't be asking you questions because you're thrifting right now. You've got me in your back pocket. All right, here's another Royal Robbins, but a pair of pants instead of a shirt. I got $24 for this, going to Queensbury, New York. A lot of like spring and summer clothing going out right now, but I'm also still selling. I mean, I've still got winter stuff going out as well. So it's kind of a good mix right now, cycling through quite a bit of stuff in inventory. All right, this next item was a Ben's purchase. Got this at the Ben's for less than $1. For Rhea, thank you for sharing this live. I appreciate that. Kavu is a great brand. I don't usually pick this up. It's stands for Clear Above Visibility Unlimited. So it's like another outdoor brand. I would say less known, therefore you don't get as much money for it. But like I said, when I go to the bins, I'm less picky because I'm paying a lot less for stuff like this. So ended up picking this up for around $1 and it sold for $20 all in. So I don't think it's more than £1, but we'll test it out here. Ooh, right on £1. So got to go padded flat rate. I have a windbreaker with the Masters logo on it for 41. Should I drop it to sell now or keep for 41? That's a good price, honestly. Is 41 including shipping, or is that before shipping? Because if you don't sell it in the next, I would say today or tomorrow, not that you won't sell it, not that it's going to take a long time, but like obviously the tournament starts Thursday, so it's got to sell in the next day or two. And I actually have a Masters shirt I'm shipping out today. I've about cleared out all of my Masters stuff. People have been buying that stuff like crazy. I got a Masters hat I'm shipping out today and a Masters shirt as well. So if it's $41 all in, I mean, it's going to depend on how old it is. But, you know, I think if you could drop it around like 35 and see if you get a quick sale. And if you don't, just raise it back up. That's what I would do if you want to try something different. Pick 90 Seattle Mariners teal jersey for $4 on Saturday. Had all offers all day. Sold for $140. Whoa! Was it a player or just like a random jersey? Like a Griffey Jr. Trying to think who else, other notable Mariners back in the day. Actually, don't need to weigh this. Last shirt of the batch here before I do my next batch. Yeah, changes the free shipping and that will help. I think, you know, if it's closer to $50 with shipping, I think that's on the high end. But without looking at it, I don't know how new it is or the size and stuff like that. Forea, thanks so much. Yeah, have your friend jump on and start watching some videos from me and other resellers and jump in with a few items. All right, last item, Tommy Bahama. I picked this up 2 or 3 weeks ago, and you can't see it, but the tag is in there. So this is new with the tags somewhere. I'm not going to pull it out. I got a whopping full price sale on this. Even I sent out probably 4 or 5 offers to different watchers over the very like the time that it had been listed, and someone bought it full price for $68.83, and I believe I paid $8 for this. So, Chris, get out of here, you heckler! Do I even flip? Check that out. Gosh, some people. This is a shout out to our live show. Chris at Peak and I go live every Thursday. Got a special guest this week. Emily Conway is going to be joining us. So come join us on Thursday night on my YouTube channel, 8 Eastern, for an hour. It's a lot of fun. Chris and I always have fun just talking about stuff that's selling and what we're picking up. All right. So the Mariners jersey was just a random jersey, rare color, made in the USA. Nice. Good find. Wow, a lot of comments coming on YouTube that I missed. Sorry, guys. Nick and Renee switched to YouTube. Thank you. I got the 412 all the time, and my wife switches Fayetteville stores every week. Gotcha. Yeah, I hardly ever do the Fayetteville stores just because they're so hit or miss, and even the hits aren't that big. But hopefully you're finding stuff, Danny. Danny's close to me, but he's usually, him and his wife sell more like clothing and kids, whereas I'm more men's. Kathy Collins, thanks so much. Kathy says your show is a lot of fun, and she's a frequent viewer on Two Flippin' Dudes. Yeah, I've been watching Emily Conway's channel this past week a lot more, and she's just really, she's so personable, guys. If you're looking for someone that's just very relatable and just fun, a lot of positive energy, go check out her channel. She does quite a bit, like 2 or 3 videos a week. She's got kids. She's on eBay. She's on like other platforms. I don't know how she does it all. I'm actually really impressed with the amount of stuff that she's doing, even with a family and kids. A lot of her videos, she'll have the kids in the cart and stuff. So if you want to check out another reseller, Emily Conway, and again, she'll be on our live show this week. Neil on YouTube says, love Two Flippin' Dudes. Thanks a lot, Neil. Appreciate all the love and support, guys. I've got to do the not fun task of just entering in all my shipping rates for these 10 items. So let me do this real quick. This is honestly, Two Flippin' Dudes, and this time is one of my favorite times of the week. Just going live, connecting with people. We need to share from one another, or to like connect and share with one another. Learn from you guys as you learn from me. Collected bills, that's okay. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll get to jump in live one time. I know sometimes it's hard for people, depending on their schedules, to make our live show. But even if you miss it, it always goes just like Bill into the, and you can watch it after we're live and still it's not live. Chris, sorry, you sent that question earlier. Thanks for resending that. Asks if I flip silver jeans. I have before in the past, but that was like 3 years ago. I haven't really lately, so I don't really know the market for silver jeans, but maybe someone in TikTok or on YouTube can put a comment if they do flip silver jeans. And if you have more of a specific question on them, I can relay that as well. Out there, a silver jeans expert. I know they used to have money. Like I said, I don't know if they've gone down at all or not. All right, got those in. Alicia Lancaster, welcome. There they are. Okay. Uh-oh. We're about to run out of labels here, and I forgot about that. Let's see if it makes it through. Nice. Speaking of that, Alicia says, love your lives, watching while making some listings. Thanks for watching. Alicia, what do you sell? Chris Hag, thanks for the shout out. Says reminder that all my supplies are linked. So yeah, I do want to comment on what Chris is sharing, because Chris, thanks for the love. All of the supplies that I use, whether on eBay or Amazon, are linked in my YouTube videos. So you can go, if you need poly mailers, if you need tape, labels, a printer, whatever it is, go to my YouTube and you can find all of it right there. And it's actually the stuff that I use. There's only one thing, I think, the scale. They no longer sell the scale that I have, but I've got the same brand linked in. It's just a very slightly different scale. Or maybe they'll start selling the scale again, but for right now, it's out of stock. Mark asks, what's up with the tennis racket behind me? That's a sale. It's a Facebook sale going out. I'm going to ship it out later today. So I'll show you guys how I ship that. Not that there's one way to do it, but I'll show you the way that I do it. Yeah, everything you see back there is stuff that needs to be shipped today. So those are all weekend orders that I'm going to be processing here in a sec. Alicia says typically sell men's and women's clothes and has a large death pile of clothes you got for free. That's the best kind of death pile. Clothes that you got for free. Nice. Alicia, I'm going to piggyback on that question or comment. I'm going to piggyback off that comment and ask a question. There it is. What to both YouTube and TikTok, how many items would you say you have right now in your death pile? And I'll give you my answer as well, because I've got quite the stack over here. We all have the dreaded death pile. How many items would you say right now is in your death pile? Needs to be listed, but hasn't yet. Interested to see what people usually keep their death pile at. Okay, got some answers coming in. Chris says 30-ish. Danny, 300. I'll tell you about Danny in a sec. Central Illinois, about 30. Mark, 30 to 40. So yeah, it seems like 30 to 40 right now is kind of the average. Probably around 50 from Alicia. A lot of work to do. Danny is like a seasonal clothing seller full time, so he will keep all of his like spring stuff in stock until beginning of spring or at the end of winter, and then list it all. So that's why his numbers are high. We get together occasionally and chat about stuff. I'm more of a listed as soon as I get it type of guy. I usually don't keep a large death pile, but right now I have probably 50 to 60 items sitting over here that need to be listed. So the next 2 days are going to be busy days for me. Try and knock out like 30 each day. Koki Pokey says 50. Wow, I was expecting actually larger answers on that. Danny says he lists 100 a week. Wow, so 3 weeks you can, without any sourcing, in 3 weeks you can knock out that pile. But Danny's outsourcing right now, so it's growing as we speak. All right, let's get this next batch queued up. Chris says cross-listing on Facebook all day over here. That's what I'm going to be doing this week as well. Not only listing those new items I've got in the pile, but also listing stuff that's been sitting on eBay into Facebook. It's been a game changer. If you guys are just now joining, I was talking about it earlier, but I'm probably I've got about 70 listings on Facebook, and I'm probably averaging 3 to 5 sales a week. So, and some of those sales are items that have been sitting on eBay for a long time. So, matter of fact, I listed something, a DVD set like Dexter, the show Dexter, seasons 1 through 4. And 3 of those were brand new sealed. I had them for $15 plus shipping on eBay, had them for a year and a half, got them in a garage sale, no movement, no views. I list them on Facebook. They sell the same day for, I think it was 20 plus shipping. So, I mean, obviously I'm going to be putting more items up on Facebook since I'm noticing some movement on certain items. Plant-based Betty started thinking of it as my $1,000 pile. It makes it seem more inviting. Yeah. I mean, honestly, even though to have a 0 death pile is kind of unrealistic, you've always got to have inventory that you're getting, but it really is. It's money. You're right on, Plant-based Betty. Money just sitting there. It's not making money for you if it's sitting in a pile. So, Neil says, found my first Orvis shirt and shorts. Shout out to Chris for the tip about Orvis. Yeah, shout out, Chris. Welcome, or way to go, Neil. Not welcome. Chris is already here. Way to go, Neil, on finding Orvis. That's a great fishing brand if you're looking, those that don't know Orvis. Getting ahead of myself there. All right. Mark asks if I try and list a minimum or maximum item per day in eBay. That's a great question, Mark. I don't necessarily. I would say I usually will start at the beginning of the day. That's when I'm the sharpest and have the most energy. If I'm just listing, usually when I hit about 30 to 40, that's the most I can do in a day because it just gets boring. So I usually 35 is kind of that top end. That's my maximum. If I'm listing at home, I usually want to get at least 20 to 25, but I don't list every day, probably 3 to 4 days a week. And then obviously on the other times, I'm either making or editing videos or I'm sourcing. So, but as far as a goal, I don't necessarily have a goal per week. It's more so just if I buy 100 items, I just try and get them listed really quickly. But I would say my goal is more looking at items I'm selling versus items I'm sourcing. So if I pick up 200 new items in a month, but I sold 300, that means my inventory is dwindling. So I'm always trying to stay ahead of my inventory, even if it's just 5 or 10. So that's kind of my answer on that. I'm not as goal oriented, except for just make sure I'm growing the business and not dwindling. So this may be a hard month to do that because sales are up and I'm going to have to really source quite a bit of stuff to keep up with my sales, which is a good problem to have. That's not a complaint at all. All right, let's get this new batch going. And just to give you an idea, Mark, more specifically on that question you asked about how I list or the amount I'm listing, this last month I listed 273 new listings. So 273, which is pretty good as of recently. That's the most I've listed in this year in a month. So, but if I wasn't doing YouTube and I wasn't doing like TikTok lives and things like that, didn't have other things I was plugging into, I could probably hit 400 to 500 because I've done that several times, 400 to 500 listings in a month. But it just comes down to, can I find the product as well? All right. Neil, I have an Orvis item going out here pretty soon. All right, so it looks like when I went into the shipping, the bulk shipping, I have an order where I can combine shipping because the buyer bought 2 items, which I didn't know at the time that he bought 2 from me. So I'll just kind of quickly go over this. I know I say this quite a bit, but what I usually do is I'll do like 10 at a time in bulk shipping. I'll go through, and when I am packaging the item, I'll put the state abbreviation on the outside of the package. So like West Virginia, WV, obviously. I'm always looking to see if I have duplicate states. And if I do, I'll write the zip code as well. But in this case, I don't have a duplicate state, so I'm okay with just the abbreviations. Triggerman, what's up? Marrakesh 7. Thanks so much for your comment. Very clean and organized workspace. Yeah, and you can't see, but I've got racks here beside my computer on each side of my desk where I've got all of my shipping supplies. But thanks, I appreciate that. I try to be organized in all I do, because if not, I kind of go crazy. I just can't operate in clutter. So that's just more of a personal thing, though. Mark asks if I promote all of my items on eBay, and are promoted items better than posting daily on eBay? I have no way of knowing how to answer that, honestly, whether it's better or not. Yes, I do promote all of my items. Every single item is promoted, even if it's just 1%, which is the lowest amount. That's what I do. But so to answer that, I do promote all of my items. And then I just want to touch on what Mark was asking, because it is important that you're listing every day. Now, I don't list every day, but what I do is I create drafts. So this week, usually when it comes to Monday, I usually will go and I will have posted all my drafts over the weekend, and then I start listing again. So I'll draft up like 20, 30, 40 drafts that I'll just keep in my store. And then every day I'll push out 10. And even on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'm pushing out 5 or 10 at a time, so that it keeps my store fresh. So it's better to list every day, or at least push through new drafts every day, rather than, so let's say you've got 20 items, rather than doing 20 items, listing them all, putting them all out in the same day, and then waiting until the next week to do another 20. Draft those up 20 at a time, push out 3 one day, 3 the next, maybe 2 or 3 the next day, 4 the next day. Just break it up to where you're sending out new listings every day, because eBay will then see that as your store is active, it's fresh, it's current, and it's a lot better than pushing everything through 1 day a week. So that's a good tip. So thanks, Mark, for saying that, because that reminded me to mention that. Kathy asks on that, the item that I have combined shipping, how do I combine shipping? Well, if you're shipping directly from eBay's bulk shipping labels screen, there's a button at the top that says, it recognizes when you have the same address, and it says, do you want to combine these orders? So I can combine those orders, and I can just ship in one package. Now, it's still charged shipping for both items individually. So it was 2 pairs of pants. I charged $5 for each pair of pants. It will still charge separate shipping. But I have gotten times where people have said, hey, if I buy more than one, will you combine shipping, or will you do a cheaper rate? And I usually will negotiate with those people as well, because I want them to buy more than one. But yeah, you've got to click, as Chris is saying in the comments, you've got to click combine orders in the bulk. And you've got to make sure that both of the ones that you want to combine are in there, or it won't give you the option. So makes it really easy. It pushes those 2 or more listings into one listing. You can just upload, what your dimensions are, and then it gets, it tells you the price based on all of those items in one. All right, first item up, pair of dress shoes. I don't know why, but dress shoes for me used to be something that I picked up all the time, and they have just slowed down. These are a great brand. As you can see, the shoes are in great condition. I mean, they're a cap toe, they're Cole Haan. The inside of the shoe, there's just not a lot of wear. Some on, obviously some on the soles, but great condition. I'm not sure why. I used to sell these all day for 40 to 50 bucks, and now they're just not selling as much. In the last year and a half, they've slowed down. Drew the Great says probably because corporate America is working from home. That's a great point. One that I didn't think about, but yeah, if you're working from home, you're not probably wearing these shoes. And I think there's a lot more competitors out there selling items like this. Cole Haan specifically has come down quite a bit for me. So I'm very hesitant when I pick up Cole Haan. It's got to be a more in-demand style. I don't just pick up if I saw these at a thrift store, I probably wouldn't pick them up nowadays. Even though I got $41.83 for those. They took a while to sell. I picked them up over 2 years ago. So I don't want to wait 2 years to spend $8 to $10 and make $40. It's just a long time to wait. And I don't think they'll fit in a padded flat rate. Yeah, Chris says that Cole Haan has slowed down for him as well. Line Dancing Nick and Renee says, also appreciate this time working from home. I don't have coworkers around, so this interaction is excellent. Yeah, I'm glad that we can all stay connected here. There are a lot of people out there that are obviously working from home now. So, Marrakesh, do I enjoy listing clothing or footwear more? Probably clothing, because it's easier to photo. Like I do 3 to 4 photos in clothing, whereas with shoes, I'm doing like 6 to 7 photos. But yeah, that's a hard one, because with shoes, I don't have to do like measurements or anything. I just put the title in there, and then I'm pretty much done. So, but I guess I would say clothing, just because it's easier to get in a rhythm. Whereas shoes, you have to maybe possibly clean them up. You have to spend some more time with them. All right, let's get this. I think I can fit this into a padded flat rate. So we're going to try, see if I can save some money here. Actually, no, it's going to stick out some. So we're going to have to jump into a box. Chris, I've got a Filson item up, and it's the last Filson of my Filson lot that I picked up. You and I picked up a while ago. So all my Filsons are gone now. I've got one Filson left in my store, but it's not from that sale that we picked up from. I'm just curious, how many of you watching work from home, like Line Dancing with Nick and Renee, or like Global Vintage? How many of you are working from home? And maybe different than what was before. Like if you were working in the office before, but now are not, you're working from home. Just curious how many are out there doing that. Just curious is something I say quite a bit. I'm like, every time I say it, I'm like, stop saying that. I got to figure out another saying. Global and Vintage said, how to Filson sell in 24 hours. Yeah, I mean, they're a great brand. They don't stay around in the store for very long. Chris and I have been talking about, we've been picking up blazers quite a bit, like blazers and men's sports coats and things like that. how the potential, even though we are coming into like spring and warmer months, the potential for blazers and sport coats to start picking up because people are now going to be going to weddings and possibly going back to work, going to more like formal events and places like events where, people weren't doing that for the last year and a half. So hopefully we'll start to see a lift in like those blazers and jackets going out. And Chris says, following up on that, sold 2 sport coats yesterday. All right, this next item was a very quick, I've had a lot of very quick sales lately, meaning list it in a couple days it's sold, which I love. It's J. Crew lamb's wool sweater. Like I was mentioning earlier, that winter stuff is still selling. I mean, it's April 5th. Here's a wool sweater that's going out for $35 and I paid $4 for it. So, we're kind of in that in between where winter and spring and summer are both selling. All right, I got some Under Armour golf shorts, a like bright purple color here. Went for a best offer of $25 and I paid $4 for these. And they're going to Greer, South Carolina. Under Armour is a great golf brand that's going to start picking up. And I've noticed a lot more sales with Under Armour lately. Like if I had to pick up one golf brand, like a pair of pants or shorts between like Adidas, Nike, Under Armour, I think hands down I would have to go with Under Armour. It's just a solid summer seller for me. All right, this next couple of items are the combined shipment. And they're both golf pants. So I've got Adidas, the Adizero on the back there. And I got around $33 for each of these. And then Ashworth is another golf brand, which you can't really see, but I mean, I don't even know why I'm showing you. It's like a embroidered logo here of like a golfer carrying a bag. So those are easily over £1, so they'll go padded flat rate. Sold a Under Armour golf polo on Friday. How much did you get for that one? For the Under Armour shorts, I got $25. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, Chris. Jake's reselling. What's up, Jake? Thanks for jumping in the live here. Mountain khaki button-down shirt, like a vented outdoor hiking shirt. There's the brand right there, Mountain Khakis. Went for a best offer of $23, and this was a men's medium. Going to Houston, Texas. I know that's going to be 8 or less, so I'm not even going to weigh that one. It's a very lightweight polyester. Here's another fast sale. Guys, check this out. I actually was just talking about, someone mentioned Torrid, which I don't remember who that was. And Jake, I see your question. I'll get to it here in just a second. But someone was asking about, they were saying Torrid swimsuits. Well, I found a couple of Torrids at Goodwill recently, brand new with tags. This was one of 2. You can see the tag there. I paid $8 for each of these. This is like, I'm learning a lot on women's clothing, but you can see this really cool embroidered like floral pattern. But this is called a duster because I mean, women watching probably already know this. I don't need to explain it to you, but it basically goes down to the floor. So I'm guessing it like, the length of like floor length, I guess, is why it's called a duster. But I looked this up, saw this exact same thing selling, and that's how I knew to put a couple of those keywords. So it's I listed it as a Torrid embroidered duster cardigan sweater. And Torrid is more of a brand that sells to women, and it's usually like plus size clothing. So I paid $8 for this, and I sold it on a best offer of $41 within like 2 days of listing it. I do want to get on Jake's question here while I'm shipping this. Had something strange happen. Sent a shipment via eBay global shipping program and got it back to me with a new label. That's interesting. I've never had that happen. Has anyone watching had that happen where you've sent something to global shipping program and it's come back to you with a different label? Maybe you can help out Jake, because it's never happened to me. But Jake, I don't know, have you called eBay already? Oh, your next message says, I tried calling eBay. They weren't sure why. Yeah, that's interesting. That must be just some like mistake processing it. Alicia asks if I keep receipts for tax purposes. I do. I keep all my receipts, and I'm not sure how many years you need to keep receipts. I want to say it's either 3, 5, or 7. I need to talk to my accountant on that. But I've got receipts like for the last, since I started 2016, I've kept all my receipts. So yeah. All right. So I'm going to fold this up real quick. And I think I can get it in a padded flat rate. This is kind of hard to fold because there's no like buttons. It's just a big thing of fabric. I'm going to have to redo this. Global and Vintage says 7 years, but keep them longer. So thanks for sharing that. What would you say, like, what are you advising, like keep them longer if 7 years, just in case something happens? Yeah, Jake, sorry, I just don't know if you should try shipping it back. I've just never had that happen, so I don't know what to tell you on that. I would probably call eBay again and try and get a different agent and see if they can help you, or try the eBay for Business. There's like a Facebook group, I think, called eBay for Business, and maybe try that as well. 20 years just in case. Wow, that's a lot of receipts to keep. Marrakesh, heavy line dancing. I'm trying to think what brand you're talking about. I don't see it in the thread. Oh, Filson. Yeah, heavier jackets with Filson. But honestly, I've sold a wool flannel for 70 from Filson. I mean, Filson just sells, everything sells. I haven't had an issue with Filson sitting in my inventory for a long time. Can you scan receipts and keep them? I don't know. There's a lot of questions coming on taxes that I just don't know, guys. I just keep all my receipts. I'm guessing you could probably scan them, but I mean, don't hold me to that. I would check with an accountant. If you guys have one that you're working with, they should know, and they can give you better advice on that. I'd hate to tell you something and give you bad advice. I'm just not a tax accountant, or I'm not an accountant, so I don't know taxes as well. And I'm hesitant to give out any information regarding that. But let's get this shipped, this bad boy here. All right. I'm just going to do what I was doing, roll it up. And I don't think it's going to fit in a padded. It's pretty heavy. So you can see here, I'm struggling on this guy. It's like everywhere. Eli Thrift says, new sub here. Just finished filming and packing my weekend sales. Always a weight lifted off my shoulders when I'm done. I know, right? Monday morning shipping. I always feel so much better when I print that last label. Yeah, I get that, Alicia, saying recently started keeping them, but I only started 2 months ago. Yeah, most people aren't going to be audited, especially usually they're going after people who are making a lot of money, like bigger corporations and things like that. Not to say that you can't ever get audited. I'm sure it happens, but I would just say, if you haven't started yet, just start saving receipts and I think you'll be fine. Nice. All right. Let's see. Can we get it in here? I think we can. All right, I mentioned Filson earlier. Here's that shirt. I got 45 for this. And this is the last of the Filson order that I have. Eli's asking about authenticating shoes on eBay. Has anyone done that before? I honestly haven't. I haven't sold shoes for that much since eBay has started doing that new shoe service where they authenticate, trying to compete with StockX. But if anyone has gone through the process of authenticating shoes on eBay, let us know if it's an easier process, if it takes a while, or your experience with it, because Eli on YouTube is asking. I guess he heard that someone said it was a nightmare. I haven't, like I said, I haven't had any experience with that. I mentioned earlier, I have a Masters. There's the logo right there. I've probably got 4 items left in my store. I've sold probably 9 or 10 items in the last month. The tournament's coming up this weekend, so people are getting their Masters golf gear. This polo went for $27.34, and I'll show you the tag because it's an older tag, but Amen Corner is one of the holes on the golf course. And anything with Masters sells well. And it doesn't necessarily have to, like, if you find it in 2 weeks after the tournament, I'd still list it and still expect it to sell. Maybe not as quickly with the tournament being over, but it'll still sell. I sell Masters stuff year round. So I wouldn't wait to list it, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Last item up for this batch, women's LL Bean shirt. This had a hole under the armpit. So this was kind of a, you make me an offer, I accept it. They made an offer for $8 plus shipping, $13 all in. It's gone. I mean, think about that, guys. It's got like an inch hole under the armpit. It sold for $13. I paid $4 for it. So I'm still making a profit. It's only a couple bucks, but flawed clothing still sells. And I didn't sit on that very long either. I just priced it to move it. Yeah, and on that Masters gear, like, people just like sporting the brand. even whether it's in season for the tournament or whether it's past the tournament, they just love representing that brand. It's just it's a solid pickup. And like, even, you know, if someone goes to the Masters tournament and attends, they may not want to spend, you know, $50 for a hat there. So maybe they'll go on eBay and buy it for 30. So, I mean, it's such a great brand, or such a great logo to find in the wild. Honestly, just to give you a little personal fact for me, it's on my bucket list of things I want to do at some point in my life. I want to go to the Masters golf tournament. It's such a prestigious course. I just want to walk. It's so beautiful, flowers and trees and very green. It's just something like no other for golf. So one day it's going to happen. Got to get my calculator out here. All right. There. Got to reset some labels here. Those of you watching on YouTube, would you give me a like if you haven't already? Good news. I just got monetized on YouTube, guys. I am so excited. Starting today. Monetized on YouTube starting today. I started in May of 2019. And I've just gotten more serious with it over the last probably 8 to 10 months. But it's been a long time coming. My wife and I are definitely going to go celebrate. It's been a milestone I've been waiting to hit. And hopefully another avenue in which I can get paid so that it's not fully reliant on eBay, to be honest. One more thing to add. Yeah, I appreciate the love on hitting that like button. Thanks, guys. I know, YouTube money. It's like, now I'm curious, like how much is this going to equate to right now? But honestly, I'm not expecting much. And then this is something where I'll grow with it. So my channel will hopefully keep growing, and then it'll just continue to get more and more each year. We'll see. Anybody else watching have a YouTube channel? If you do, let me know in the comments. Eli says, hopefully your CPM is high. Me too. I don't know how it's calculated. I mean, obviously it's going to have something to do with viewership and likes and things like that, but we'll see. I'll turn that corner here in a sec. I guess I'll find out maybe tomorrow or the day after that when they publish those results. All right. I get excited now when I see Facebook notifications, but it's just people like liking photos or stuff. I'm like, is it a sale? It's not a sale. I appreciate that, Marrakesh. He says, he or she, I'm not sure, says, try to go on the other resellers' channels. You have good content. I appreciate that. I never know, you know, like obviously my channel is growing, which that's a sign of that it's decent, right? Alicia, thanks for stopping by. Best of luck shipping out your orders and hope your sales continue to pick up as you get that death pile listed. Thanks for jumping in. All right, next batch of clothing, and then we're going to get to some of those hard goods. Actually, I've got one in here. Got an international order here going to Erlanger, Kentucky. Someone asked how Diesel men shorts sell on eBay. I love Diesel jeans, but I've never how well they sell. I've never sold Diesel shorts. Has anyone out there sold Diesel shorts to help Anonymous Chef on TikTok? I can vouch for jeans. So I would guess that if their jeans sell as much as they do, that their shorts are really good money too. But I don't have any proof of selling items like that. I had my biggest jeans sale 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, on a pair of Diesel jeans. I got $90 for used. I could not believe it. All right. Here's my international order, this J. Crew Madras new shirt. I got $36.83. And I would have paid about $4 for this. I said I would have just because it's hard to know exactly how much I paid, but I'm averaging like $4 in a button down. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Where do I keep my inventory? I keep most of my inventory is in the garage. I've got 2 long like racks, probably got 48 big, like 116 quart or I don't know, liter. I don't know. Bins, 48 of those. I've got a closet in here that's full of like hard goods and big jackets and things like that. And then I've got a closet in another room that I'm starting to fill up. So that's where I keep all my stuff. It's all in those 3 places. LL Bean chamois. Check out that tag, guys. LL Bean. You can see, I'll show you guys on YouTube here in just a second, but right here where it says chamois cloth. I honestly don't know how you pronounce that, but I call it chamois. This was a men's small, but because of what this is, I still picked it up, and I got $30 including shipping on this. Eli Thrift, thank you so much for the super chat. And just so you know, that's my first super chat period. So Eli, you're in. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Those chamois, though, guys, the ones that I just packaged up, like had this been a men's XL or 2XL, I would have gotten closer to 40 just because I've sold those before, closer to that $40 range. So that's why I took a smaller amount on that shirt, because it was a small. And I knew if I don't take this offer, I may have to sit on this for a while. I didn't really weigh it, but it is more than a pound. Banana Republic Traveler, great pair of pants. Here's the good luck on your monetization. Eli, first time doing a super chat. Thanks so much. I appreciate your generosity. That means a lot. Banana Republic Traveler. I don't pick up a lot of Banana Republic, but if I can find these Traveler jeans, and obviously it's going to say it right here under Banana Republic, I'll pick them up. And these will go for, I'd say at the very low end for me, $25 all the way up to 35. It's kind of that range for these Traveler jeans. I think I've gotten 40, but I would say that's on the high side. High side, and obviously they're going to be almost brand new. Going to Tucson, Arizona. We just had some friends move to Tucson recently that we want to go visit sometime. Let's see. Got this at a garage sale, my first yard sale in a year and a half. This Under Armour, again, Under Armour. I'm not saying it again because I haven't said this yet, but Under Armour, just like more casual clothing, I don't pick up, but this was $1. So I picked it up for $1 and I sold it for $25. So if I can find it for $1, I'll pick it up, a lot of things up that I wouldn't pick up at thrift stores for $4. Dirty Money D says, do you only sell on eBay? Pretty much. I've started selling on Facebook. I've got about 70 listings. And then I have one listing on Poshmark. I don't do anything on Poshmark. I don't share stores. I don't go and like people's stuff. I literally just created it this weekend because I have a pair of Lululemon pants that I'm like, maybe I'll try these on Poshmark. So we'll see. What about you all? eBay, Amazon, Facebook, Poshmark, Mercari. What do you sell on? Where do most of your sales come from? Mine, easily eBay. Guys, I just want to take this moment to just say thanks for jumping in here. I know Monday mornings, Monday afternoons, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure you guys are busy with a lot of things. Mondays are always hectic for people, but I appreciate each of you jumping into these lives. All right, I told you I had an Orvis. This was a shirt of mine that I just got tired of wearing, so I sold it. I think this tag right here is more of like, this probably came from Costco or Sam's or something like that. But this Orvis shirt went actually pretty quickly. It's like a short sleeve polyester, went for $20 with shipping. And again, it's so light, I don't need to measure that or weigh that. All right, this next item up, I picked up at Goodwill. This is a baby monitor. It's got like dual monitors. I bought it. I kind of took a peek inside the store and then it was like $5. So I'm like, yeah, I'll buy that. Danny, we'll see you later. Says his earbuds are out of battery. He's thrifting. Thanks for jumping in, Danny. We'll catch you later. I got home and I realized this is brand new. Everything's wrapped in the packaging inside. It's just the box has been opened. So I sold it as new. Again, this baby monitor from Motorola. It came from Babies R Us. And I'm actually surprised this sold on eBay and not Facebook. I had it in both places, but it sold for $67.83 full price. And again, I only paid like $5 for something like this, guys. So, I mean, I'm trying to branch out of clothing and find more items like this. Those of you that don't sell clothing know stuff like this sells well, electronics especially. And I would say baby stuff, because people are acquiring that stuff all the time and it can rack up pretty quickly. So let's see what I need to do shipping wise. So it's 1 pound, 10 ounces. I'm just going to call it 2 pounds. Texas isn't that far away, so it's going to be cheap. And I'm just checking the regional rate. It's not cheaper for regional. Already got a box here, somewhat made. So we'll see if it fits in here. Maybe it's going to be a little too wide for that one. Neil says he sells on eBay and Poshmark. Nick and Renee, eBay, and have always done a little with Facebook Marketplace. Okay. Rick on Thrifted by Inked. It's got a great TikTok channel. Go check him out. He says eBay 100%. Rick asks a really good question, Rick. Thanks so much for that honest, deep question. I appreciate that. I want to take some time and address that because Rick asks on YouTube, what do you do when you're in a funk as far as listing? I have a pile of stuff and just can't get motivated. That is a reality of full-time. Well, even if you're not full-time, that is a reality of reselling in general. Not being motivated, getting into funks. It happens. It happens to the best of us. And I would be lying if I said I don't get into those from time to time. I have to, not to say that I'm in a funk every day, but I just have to remember, kind of have to reset my mind on a daily basis. It's not as bad when sales are coming in, but when sales aren't coming in, you can slip really quick. But as far as motivation goes, I would say the best thing is just to start. I mean, make the switch in your mind, and you're not going to feel like it. If you're waiting to feel like listing, you're not going to feel like it a lot of days. I'll be honest, I don't feel like it most days. I just have to start. So make that switch in your mind. And I've found that not just with listing, but anything in general, whether it's like I need to go for a run or I need to start eating better, or just stupid things like I've got a list today that I've got to knock out of things I'm just checking off. It's just like, just start. And then you'll notice that once you start, something switches in your mind. And then you get like a little boost of motivation. You're like, oh, okay, I can do this. You know, like that obstacle was a lot smaller to start than I thought. Yeah, that's been kind of the story for me lately, because I've just been telling myself when there are those things that I don't want to do. Remember, once you just start and take a step in that direction, it's going to like clear up for you. So hope that helps. All right, let's get this going. And as you can see, I've got a box here. This is clearly going to be a lot smaller than this box if I fold this down. So I'm going to wrap this a little bit with some wrap from the closet just to make sure it's not like banging around in the box. And that box and packaging did push it over. So it's going to be 3 pounds instead of 2. But it only bumped it up like 40 cents because it's so close. Yeah. Do you guys, I mean, how many of you out there, and you don't have to answer, obviously, this is an uncomfortable question for you, but struggle with like just the mental fatigue and the exhaustion or anxiety from thrifting and reselling, whether you're part-time or full-time? I guess it doesn't have to be with reselling only. I mean, we all have our things like our triggers, but it's definitely been something for me that I've had to remember, that, you know, reselling especially goes in cycles and waves, and you'll get a boost and then you'll have a couple months where, you know, it's a little lower. And just to remember, I'll be all right. Just keep putting time into it. Just keep listing, keep working, stay going forward. Even if it's just one step, just do it. Yeah, Global Vintage says everyone does. It's all good to take a step back. Exactly. We all do. And that's something that you'll hear, that voice that says like, you're the only one that struggles with this. And you're not. We all do it. We just all put our best foot forward, and then no one knows until we're honest about it. Samantha, I appreciate the honesty. You're not alone, and we all deal with that. There's so many people saying that, yeah, I'm there right now, and it's true. It's true. So if you're not there right now, not to say that I wish this on you, but there may be a time where you're just having a hard time believing in what you're doing. Mine's day to day. One day it's really good. The next day I'm like, what am I doing? I got this Polo Golf Ralph Lauren shirt, sold for $29. And again, like that Polo Golf tag, I think is a little better than just like a Polo Ralph Lauren. I'm trying to get to a place. I heard a message one time on, the speaker was using an example of like a thermostat, and how whatever you set the thermostat to, the room will obviously either warm up or cool down. The system will cool the room up to that, you know, level based on whether you want it hot or cold. And was talking about not letting the environment be like a gosh, what am I trying to say? To not let the environment be what affects you, even though that's really hard. It's hard. It's easy to say that and hard to do that, but not letting like others or circumstances affect where you are mentally. And I'm trying to get to that point where I actually bring positive change rather than being affected, and not letting that affect me. So I don't know if that makes sense. It's kind of confusing to say, but I'm working on my mind, just believing that I'm going to be okay. So that's just a personal fact for me, or reality. All right, Ralph Lauren, just a plain Ralph Lauren striped XL, and this sold for $32.83. Paid $4 for it. Going to Anniston, Alabama. And I've also just noticed, this isn't obviously my revelation. It's been said before, like the more time you spend on social media, sometimes the more depressing it is. Because it's like, I mean, for the most part, we as a culture, like put our best foot forward, and everything's always great and we don't have any problems, and I'm having my best day, and take a look at this photo of this great food or whatever, where I am. And we have a hard time like being real in front of people, like not just talking about the highs, but talking about the lows as well. All right, these Pearl Izumi cycling shoes. This Velcro is kind of not really sticking. So I had to list that in the title. So I got less for these, but I got $35. They were in excellent condition on the soles. It was just the Velcro wasn't really sticking. What was I going to say? Oh, don't say Velcro in your titles. Hopefully you know that by now, but eBay will Vero you, take your listing down, and you could get suspended. So don't say Velcro. Say hook and loop, or sometimes I'll put Velcro in the description because they're not really checking your descriptions, but I don't list it in the title. That is a rookie mistake, a big no-no. We all have to be there. We all have to make that mistake. I made it. I got suspended for a week one time with Veros. I had a couple in a short amount of time just because I didn't know. I didn't know about Velcro. All right, so that was the 10th one of that batch. Let's print those out. And then I've got those 2 Facebook orders left. Samantha says, made that mistake. I was confused as to why I couldn't post my, yeah. I haven't had a Vero in like several years, but when I first started, I got 2 right away, and within the first year, and I got suspended, and I was like really nervous that I would get a 3rd one and get like suspended even longer. Who'd have thought is right. All right, the last 2 orders are the Facebook Marketplace orders. Mentioned earlier, I've got this Masters hat. Got $33 on a best offer for this guy. No, $30.50. So that was a good sale. That was only a few bucks at Goodwill. And then I've got this. I've never shipped a tennis racket before, guys. So this is a first for me right here. Check out that brand. Not sure if it's set backwards for you guys. Babolat. I've heard Chris Hegg talk about this a lot. This is the first time I found it. It was in a cart. Looked like someone was shopping. I waited. Then no one went to that cart, so I just grabbed it. Adam asks if there's a list of Vero products anywhere. There is. If you just search for it on Google, eBay Vero, V-E-R-O, you will find the list. Just know that it's not as straightforward a lot of times, but all the brands and the companies are on that list, and you can kind of see who is very selective on what you list. So this Babolat, I've sold it on Facebook. Let me get that pulled up for $30 plus shipping. So paid a few bucks for it, sold it for 30. All right, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to ship the hat first, actually. Can I fit this guy in here? I'll be right back. I'm going to go see if I can find a box for that hat. Yeah, that'll fit. Actually going to put that in like a Ziploc bag just to protect it. Yeah, and Chris says on YouTube, you need a merchandising PhD to make sense of that Vero list. It is confusing. Honestly, I've learned more from making mistakes. Because some companies on there, like I think Nike's on there, but you can obviously sell Nike stuff used. It's more so like a lot of companies will put stuff on there saying, we don't want you to sell fake, any of our items that are fake. So if you've got like fake Nike shoes, they don't want you selling that. They don't want to hurt their brand. But some of them, it's more like, we don't want you selling anything from us. So you kind of have to decipher, are you just saying you don't want me to sell an inauthentic item, or are you saying I can't sell it all? Like, for example, I bought a Rosetta Stone, like a Rosetta Stone software package at Goodwill for a few bucks, and it had like all the discs. And I mean, those things aren't cheap. So I knew I could get some money for it, listed it, and immediately Rosetta Stone was like, take it down. And so obviously I can't sell Rosetta Stone. I'd have to sell that locally, like on Facebook, but I can't sell that on eBay. So it's mainly just learning by trial, unfortunately. All right, so out of the plastic bag, we'll put it in the box. I reuse my box for recycling purposes. Sweet, under 8 ounces. I mean, it's a hat. I don't know why I didn't think that was going to be 9 by 6 by 4. No, actually, I just remembered I don't really need to measure because I'm shipping it through Facebook. All I have to do is just print the label. So Adam, I've got 2 items. Adam asks how many sales on Facebook. I've got 2 items that I'm shipping right now, but a total of, I'd say probably 10 different listings have sold in the last month for me. I know Chris at Peak has even taken off as well. He's had quite a bit too. So it's really heating up there. All right, 1 down, 1 to go. I love, if you're not selling on Facebook, I love how easy it is to understand the fees, because you have one fee. It's a Facebook 5% fee obviously shipping and taxes charged to the buyer, but shipping is taken out. You're given the shipping amount and then they take it right back. But I love how simple it is compared to eBay, where it's like, it's not simple. You have so many different fees and lines and things that it's confusing to understand. Like for example, this racket, I got $42 including shipping. I paid like $6 for it. Now, obviously shipping is going to be reduced. And my Facebook fees are $2.27. But if I had sold this on eBay, it would have been twice that, if not more, probably more. Let's see. My fees end up being, the amount paid to me is like $27.73, and all I have to subtract are my cost of goods, which is like $6. So that leaves me with $21.73 profit on this guy. That's it. So that's a great reason why I'm selling on Facebook right now. I don't know how you guys ship out tennis rackets, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. Chris says 6 Facebook sales in 4 days. Yeah, his has kind of taken off more than mine has. I'm still getting a few that trickle in, but like this weekend, I guess I didn't mention this, I sold a bat locally, like a baseball bat. I noticed a lot more like baseball gloves warming up on Facebook lately. Shoot, I actually didn't want to do that. I'll redo what I just did there. I didn't want to seal that off. All right, so I've got this USPS box, but as you know, it'll fit in here widthwise, but obviously it's going to be too long. So what I do is I take another box. Now, this is not a flat rate. This is just a flat box. It's just flat, not a flat rate. A lot of people get confused when I do these videos, but I'm going to insert this one into this one. So I fold in the ends here. Kind of takes some finagling. And as you can see, I've got now this box inside that box. And this should fit. Hopefully this fits the length of the racket. We'll see. So I may have to go see if I can pull it out a little bit. Still off by 2 inches, 2 or 3 inches. Boom, just got it in. I mean, that's about as far as I can pull out this box. So just got it to fit in there. Yeah, USPS will let you do that because if you remember, Facebook is a different story because you're just, for some reason, Facebook and USPS have a certain agreement where it's really by the pound. They don't even take dimensions. But yes, I ship like this all the time. As long as I'm entering in the dimensions of this box into my shipping label, you're fine because it's not a flat rate box. It's just a box. So with that, USPS looks at your dimensions and your weight, and then that's how they determine rate. So yes, totally fine to do as long as you're not paying for a flat rate shipping label. Angry little potato, what's going on? Neil asks if I created a separate Facebook account for my business. I didn't. I just used my personal account. And it's really simple. It's really simple to do. When I create the listing, I hide all the listings for my friends because I don't want to bombard them with listings in their feed or they'll unfriend me. So I just hide my business from my friends is what I'm saying. All right, let's create a label and get this going. Before I do that, I want to wrap that racket. Make sure and protect this guy. I did have a good Easter. Thanks for asking. We had family time, so it was really good. We had a lot of good food. Yeah, how was your Easter? Chris says he doesn't hide from friends, his listings. I'm not on Facebook that much, Chris, so I'm not a good judge for that. I don't know. I haven't seen one of your listings yet, but like I said, I'm really only checking Facebook, a few times a week. So I don't know. First day off in forever. Congrats to you. Glad you got a day off. What do you do? What's your job? All right, I think that's pretty good. Actually got one little piece here. All right, so I've got this guy wrapped with bubble wrap. We'll stick it in here. And then last thing, obviously I'm going to go ahead and tape down these flaps all the way around to kind of seal off this box so it's more waterproof. Not really waterproof, but it doesn't open up easily. There we go. It's a really tall box. And again, I'm not really concerned with weight because I've already entered that into Facebook, and so it's already charged and giving me the label based on what I put in. Angry Little Potato, I've never sold a hard hat. Anyone out there sold a hard hat? Never listed it before, but he or she is asking about selling hard hats. If you're asking how to ship them, I would say, honestly, you can buy some cheap boxes on eBay. I get some like 14 by 12s by 6 for, I think, like $30. They end up being like 50 cents a piece or something or less. And I'll just have them stocked up. So you could get something like that. You can also maybe find some, you could also find probably some priority mail boxes that may fit something like that. Adam, are you cross-listing Facebook, eBay? Are you finding a better niche on items on Facebook? Yeah, that's a great question, Adam. A lot of people want to know that. Like, what do you sell on Facebook? I'm not selling clothing. And yes, I do cross post. So I've got everything listed on eBay that I have right now. So eBay has everything. Facebook, just keep in mind that most of the people that are buying on Facebook are people between the ages of 25 and 35. That's kind of the higher population, a percentage of people shopping, whereas eBay is a little older. So I'm listing things that a 25 to 35 in general would purchase. Doesn't mean I don't have a few other listings out there. But items, yeah, like tennis racket, hats, shoes. I've sold probably 2 or 3 pairs of shoes on Facebook. I'm just looking at recent sales. I've got electronics are great sellers. I've got a couple of book sales. I had some book bundles. So those are kind of the items that I'm selling as of lately. Yeah, and Angry Little Potato, Chris on YouTube says the USPS Priority Mail has a 12 by 12 by 8. Actually, I have that one here. Yeah, I kind of forgot about this size, but this should be plenty big for a hard hat. You can see right here. So just go on the website. You can order some 12 by 12 by 8s. See if it's got a name on it. It looks like it's O Box 7 is the name of the that box. All right, well, that's all of my orders, guys, but I'm still here to chat. Did I make a sale? Look at that. I didn't get a notification, but I made a sale while I was on the live. I sold a pair of Nike Golf Tour Performance pants for full price of, or was it an offer? No, full price, $32.83. Adam, great question. Yeah, I still get like an email notifying me of sales. And Chris, would love your feedback on this too. Adam's asking about when you get a Facebook sale. I'm curious, Chris, if you're getting those notifications or if they're just going through your email, because it could just be, I've got notifications turned on my phone, but most of the time what happens is people will reach out in a message and they'll say, hey, will you take less? Or they'll ask, is this still available? That lets me know that someone's looking. And then from there, usually I'd say 60 to 70% of the time, I end up either negotiating or answering questions through the Facebook Messenger app. And then they'll say, cool, I'll buy it. And then a lot of times it's been like, hey, I've got an item for 35. And they're like, hey, would you take 25? And I'll say, yeah, that's fine. And then I'll go lower the price in Facebook to 25 and then they'll purchase. So I kind of have a heads up that a sale is coming. Very rarely is it just boom, a sale hits. But Chris may have a different story based on some of the sales he's been making lately. But yeah, that's kind of the drawback to Facebook is I just don't get that cha-ching like I do with eBay. I miss that. I don't have like a groove. It's more so just if I notice notifications on my phone app, then I'll go check to see if it's a sale. So yeah, Chris says he does get notifications, finds the platform is a little glitchy at times, does strange stuff. Yeah, it's definitely different than eBay, and there are obvious pros to it, like knowing how much you're going to get right off the bat. Like when you go to list an item on Facebook, it tells you if you sell it for this much, here's how much you get. Whereas eBay doesn't do that. You kind of have to guess. So it's very intuitive that way. Listing, unlisting, marking as pending, things like that are just click of a button, whereas eBay, it's 3 or 4 pages. You know, like you can't just mark it as sold. You have to like end the item, and then it asks, why do you want to end the item? And then you have to click OK. Whereas Facebook, it's just a click of a button. It's really easy. So those are some obvious advantages, as well as just the 5% fees, which are huge compared to eBay's, gosh, what is it, 12.5 now? Plus, if you promote, you're looking at closer to 20. And I've been willing to negotiate more on Facebook just because I know I have more playing room, margin wise. So You can definitely, if you want, I price everything the same, but I kind of accept offers a little more leniently on Facebook. But as far as like the only thing that is not as Chris, I don't know if you've actually received payments yet. Payments for me, like I can click into, so if I go to Facebook now and look at my sales, it will tell me how much money is like pending to go into my account, but it doesn't tell me like when it's gonna drop into my account, which I guess I don't really need to know that. It just shows up at some point. But with eBay, I can go into there, like manage payments, and see how much I'm getting each day. This is not as, it's a little more clunky this way. It kind of just tells me what my running pending balance is. So like right now, I have a pending balance of 155.55, but I don't really know. Actually, I take that back. Here it is. Estimated payment tells me when they project that payment dropping into my account and how much. So you basically wait until after it delivers. Once tracking shows delivery, then it triggers like a certain amount of days where you wait to get that money. So yeah, so far, I mean, I like Facebook. And from the time, you know, so if I want to create a quick Facebook post, I just go into my eBay listing, I copy my description, paste into Facebook, add the photos, and away I go. Add a price, and you're pretty much done. I mean, I've got it down to less than a minute from an already existing eBay listing to listing a Facebook listing. Yeah, I personally am just a fan of the way that it's set up, like as far as the viewer experience, the ease of use. It's so much better than eBay. I just wish it had, I'm just obviously not making as much. That's my only drawback. I've got so much stuff listed, and clothing isn't a great seller on Facebook. It's too competitive. So not going there for clothing. All right, guys, I think that's about it for me today. I've shipped all the items that I have to ship. I'm just looking at my Facebook listings now. Yeah, Adam, you're welcome. So welcome. Those of you watching YouTube, before I go, if you haven't liked the video yet, if you'll like this live, just hit that like button for me, please. I appreciate that. Again, just got monetized today, so I am invigorated with a new energy this week. As I get to see now, for a year and a half, I've been putting all this time on videos, and now it's finally going to start to pay off. Even if it's just a little bit of change here and there, I'll take it. So guys, thanks for watching on TikTok. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. And as always, I appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on another live. Have a great one. And Nick and Renee, yeah, thanks so much for jumping in, Chris. We'll be talking because we always do. Yeah, have a great day, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube live. Thanks so much for watching today, and we'll catch you on another video.